Hey Beans! So, let's talk about dens for a second. In general on Animal Jam, dens get less credit than actual clothing because, whenever you go into a new room, you see tons of people wearing all these different outfits, and you're not necessarily going to go and click on all of those people's dens and check them all out individually, but you see all of their clothing items at once. So dens are oftentimes forgotten because they take so long to explore, and some people don't really care about their dens and don't put that much effort in, so you never know what kind of dens you're going to run into, and a lot of the time people don't take a look at dens. So I wanted to share with you a list of all the coolest dens that I've ever run into in Animal Jam, just so you guys have some cool ideas as to dens that you should go and check out. Instead of having to, go and click on every single person's den ever, I want to give you guys some pointers. So let's get started. Number 10 is Pug Fluff. Pug Fluff does these amazing nature dens. Unfortunately, I can't switch the dens, which is something that I really think Animal Jam's an add, by the way, the ability to view all of the dead person's dens, but whatever. Okay, so Pug Fluff does really amazing nature dens, and this is one of them on the screen right now. I mean, I know a lot of people are big into making these nature dens, but Pug Fluff just has this seamless transition that really makes it feel natural, which I guess is the most important thing to a nature den, but it doesn't even feel like the den that it is. It just feels like you're walking through a forest that has these slight hints of still being a house. And I think it's really fantastic the way that they use fog and lighting and really cool plant textures and overlapping items. And it's really creative and unique what they do with such a kind of standardized style of nature that I feel like so many people try and do. It's so hard to branch out like Pug Fluff does. And just like I talked about with Pug Fluff, Flaming Oop has one of the greatest nature dens in the entire game. All of Flaming Oop's dens are really fantastic, but this one in particular, again, I love how it feels like a forest or some sort of natural park, but you can just see remnants of the house that's left behind it. This is really the true power of just being able to create a den in Animal Jam with limited number of items. That's the crazy part. You can only have a certain number of items in your den at a time, yet these people still manage to make these things feel like giant flowing forests, which I find so amazing. And the color variation in this den is beautiful. There's so many greens, pinks, whites, purples, anything you can think of is thrown in this den, yet it all just flows. There's even an entire gray, black, and white section, which I find crazy cool. I mean, honestly, when you walk into this den for the first time, can you even tell that it's an art gallery? And also, the fact that you can take the art gallery and make it into one of the most beautiful nature dens when it's supposed to be a museum is really fantastic. Plus, there's a really cool Starbucks masterpiece up there, and there's a really cool living space. But the downstairs is just so fantastic, and the way the person themes each of the rooms is just so cool to me. It just flows, and that's what I feel like is the most important thing in a den, is that it doesn't feel forced, and it feels like it really is decorated, and you could be there. So you know how every single noob ever says they're going to collect all the plushies? And all of us did it when we were an old new jammer non-member. You just want to get every single plushie, even all the rare ones holding the little items. Well, Lion Avery actually did it, and they have another den where they have every single arcade game. Now this is pretty crazy, and it's really cool to walk into a den and actually see every single plushie lined up in perfect order. And not just like a really cool, new jammer shop that's pretty impressive but doesn't have everything. It's actually every single plushie in the entire game, which is really cool to see. Can't even imagine how much time they spent trading and playing the claw. I mean, really just playing the claw over and over and over. I'm really excited to see what they'll do as we get more and more plushies, as we get more and more animals, see how they fill up this den with all these cool little animal beans. But for now, I'm really enjoying the stuffed animal den, and big shout out to you for just making every single non-member's dream come true. The next one is from Pixie Dog 7. Now this person changes the den around a lot, so I'm just going to try and give you as good of a preview as I can here. But basically, Pixie Dog made this entire den using items from Tiki Trouble. Now, if you're watching this later, Tiki Trouble is the seasonal adventure during the summer. And there's some really cool items that come out from it, and so this person made an entire den based off of these Tiki items and played the adventure so many times that they were able to get plenty of Tiki items. So I really like this one for that purpose, considering how much effort it took and how cool it turned out, and just the fact that you can find this really cool idea and just actually, make it happen. The next one is AJ May's Star. This one is really cool. It's this really long series of just these dens that just lead into one another, and basically every single time you go to a new den, there's a series of portals, and you have to pick one. Let's say you go into the right den, well, you get the next series of portals. Let's say you go into the wrong den, well, it says wrong way, and you have to restart all the way back to the beginning and keep going. So it's really cool. It's really fun to try and memorize the exact pattern and get to the end, and the end is pretty cool, and you'll feel very proud when you actually get there. I promise. The next one is Unicorns Are Super, who made this gigantic golden den. It's absolutely crazy how much gold stuff this person has. I mean, imagine how much all those gold bricks actually cost. Plus, decorating this entire thing and being so creative to find all these gold items and fill up everything and still make it look like visually pleasing even though everything is the same color. It's all very fantastic and very impressive, and something I would recommend seeing in person, if you know what I'm saying. Next up is Sunny Bunny Pet, who has one of the most fantastic masterpiece galleries that I've ever seen. A lot of the art in here is original and made by Sunny Bunny Pet themselves. It's just such good art. I can't believe you can just produce art like this so many times over and over and over. I feel like a lot of artists produce great art like this, but they do it a few times and they have their big specialties that you see all the time. But this is sort of an unknown artist that just does this over and over and over and has so many cool masterpieces. So seriously, go check this one out. I can't do it justice just walking around. These masterpiece ones are really ones that you should go and check out, because clicking on a masterpiece and actually getting the inside scoop on it by seeing it is always really, really fun. So seriously, Sunny Bunny Pet is a great one, which leads us into our next one, which is September Cattle Dog. September Cattle Dog does some amazing art herself, but is also a huge collector of art and has some really cool stuff, and a big series of dens that leads you into all these different art collections of varying quality. Like a lot of art galleries, this person has kind of grouped them into what they think are good art, pretty good art, like medium art, and then amazing art in the main den. So you can see as much or as little art as you want from any degree of skill, or from the newbiest of art to the pros who just really know what they're doing and could actually be professional artists, I swear. Oh my god, people are so good at this game. The next one up is AJ Malls with a Z. This one is super cool because it's actually a den themed like a mall, and it's kind of fun because you can actually go and like do a little roleplay with your buddy and walk around a mall for a day. It's a series of small house dens, as most of the big ones are, because you know you don't want to pay for membership every single week to keep a small thing going. But it's really cool, very original, and you can go and shop for whatever you like. I think there's furniture, there's books, there's clothes, all sorts of different stuff. It's actually quite fun. It's a great place to go and show your buddies. The next one is Portals Den 1, Portals Den 2, Portals Den 3, and all of the other Portals dens and other various types of dens that you find when you get in there. Trust me, these ones are so cool. I did a video on these just trying to imagine how much this would have actually cost the person, and it is crazy. They have so many diamond items and so many expensive items just packing every single den. It's really cool to walk through, and the person was kind enough to make it so that you can just walk through and it'll automatically take you into the next one, and then automatically take you into the next one, and then automatically take you into the next one. So you don't even have to like go back to a main den. You can just walk straight through the gallery and see all this fantastic stuff at one time. Animatroinks, which is, you know, a spin-off of animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's, and it is a very fitting name because this person went all out with the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. There is Five Nights at Freddy's stuff everywhere, all over this den. It's just an entirely fandom-based art gallery, and there's even a portal that leads into a second den filled with even more Five Nights at Freddy's art. So I know a lot of you guys are big Five Nights at Freddy's fans, so if you want to go check out some great FNAF art, I highly recommend this one. Every single character in the game has their own wall, and there's some really fantastic art. Some of it is done by the owner, some of it is collected from random people, but there's a lot of really original and cool stuff going on in here. Anyways, Beans, there are some dens. Those are just 10. Of course, there are plenty more, and I'm going to ask you guys again to send me any cool dens that you see. julian2moments@gmail.com is the email to send anything that you think should be in a video, because I love getting submissions from you guys. After all, Animal Jam is a game about community, and dens are part of the community, and you are part of the community, and if you find something that is really unique and out there and awesome, just send it in. And brief disclaimer, I haven't seen every single den in Animal Jam. Top 10 dens is just a way that I can put the title so it's not ridiculously long. A more accurate title would be like top 10 dens that I've seen and liked the most and that were my favorites, but I'm not going to put that. So I haven't seen every den. If there's someone you think was better than this, I'm sorry, I haven't seen it, but from every den that I've seen, I checked a lot of them for this video, I think these ones really just took the prize. They were fantastic. So again, please send in any cool dens you see. If you think there are some cooler than this, please let me see them. I want to see them as much as you do. So anyways, Beans, thank you so much for watching. Check some of these out yourselves, especially the Masterpiece Gallery ones, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!